Hi, I'm Becky from Dot to Dot Studio.
And I'm Sarah from It's So Kotoko.
Thank you so much for coming back and tuning into our little vlog. Thank you so much for your lovely comments last time. I just wanted to start off by saying, sorry I haven't answered everyone's comments on my blouse. I'm ashamed to say it was ready to wear. I got it from Burda, and I'm sure there are patterns out there that look a bit like it, but the patina blouse from Chalk and Notch, is it? No, it's not that one actually. No, it's not. It's the Wren blouse from Chalk and Notch. I think is the closest I've found amongst the patterns that we stock. But good luck on your hunt, and thank you all for the love on my top. We're going to talk to you today about our most recent makes. Last time I was talking about my trousers, and I will remember to wear them. I've even sewn the buttons on and I finished the hems. They are here. And they're the most comfortable trousers I think I've ever made. I've worn them almost every day since, but they are probably due to. Actually, they don't look like I've worn them that much.
No, they don't.
And I haven't
They look really
literally worn
nice.
them every day. I think it's the little darts in the knee that really make.
I'm really just want that pattern now. I know you made it.
Yeah.
I want it now. It's like,
I'll have to actually draft one for everyone and then do all the sizes and it's a bit beyond me at the moment.
But yeah, I think everyone in class wants those now. I want the knee darts. I said they look amazing.
I know, they just
look
mean
so
that,
nice.
they just mean that you don't squash the knee. The knee doesn't come out baggy. And I've literally been crawling around on the floor. We've just moved house. I am knackered, but we have just moved house and I've spent every evening cleaning the walls, hoovering carpets. Oh God, yeah, don't even just, yeah. But many evenings crawling around on the floor in these trousers, emptying boxes. So they're looking really good considering I've not washed them, ironed them or done anything to them so far.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
They look fab.
Thank you. So what have you been up to?
So Becky got some really lovely viscoses in, and I decided that I just wanted to make a really simple top. The top I had on last time was sort of like a 3/4 length sleeve top, and I decided that I wanted something a bit shorter and a bit nicer for the summer days. And then this fabric came in, and I was just like, I had to have it. The colour's just me.
Sarah's
I absolutely
here
loved
when
it.
the sample card arrived. And she was like, oh, that one, and that one. Okay, right, okay.
And actually, I don't know, did I pick this one out on the sample?
Did. Actually, you picked
I
that
did.
one.
Yeah,
you wanted
I was,
that one for
as I
safari.
say, I did. I wanted that for a
So I'm
safari.
holding you to that.
I wanted all these. Yeah, I wanted all these different colours. So, and I really wanted it, but I don't actually know if I did pick this one. But I came in, I was like, I really want that. And you said, but I've got the green in for you. And I said, no, this one. I changed my mind.
I think I chose this one. We've also got it in white and ivory, but I thought this would be really handy for if you're very, very pale skinned and you want to have a sheer looking dress. So it's something really diaphanous and floaty, but without actually feeling like you're going to have that Princess Diana moment where everything's a bit see-through and people can see your silhouette. So that's a perfect fabric for very pale skinned people, which is why I can't wear it. It looks fab on you, but it's basically the colour of my skin.
Yeah. So I went mad for this. I also went mad for the price. Yeah. I can't believe it's £7.50 a metre, and it's so beautiful and it feels just lovely. I don't know if you want to sort of look at it on there, but it's just lovely. It's really, really nice. I've been wearing this all afternoon.
Yeah,
doesn't seem to crease at all.
It's just
like
plain
really,
weave.
really lovely.
It's a plain
beautiful
viscose. It's if it was a cotton, it would be called a cotton lawn.
Yeah.
Some people call it a viscose lawn. Some people call it a viscose chalet. It depends on the weight as to what you'd want to call it. But it's a plain weave viscose. Has a lovely drape to it, and we have it in lots of colours.
It just feels beautiful. When Becky's talking to a couple of the other fabrics in a minute, I'll go and get the cream and the white. I can always show you that as well if you want a bit pretty standard, isn't it? Ivory and a white. So the pattern that I've made this one up in, it was the New Look 6217. So it was this pattern here, and I made version B. So that's what I made. But I was sort of looking around and I thought, found this. It's the Courtney top from
Style Arc.
It's Style Arc, that's right, yeah. So this is the Courtney top from Style Arc. I'll just bring that up there so you can sort of see a line drawing of that one. And it had some really, really lovely details on it. What was you explaining to me earlier?
I love this one because it's got a the yoke panel, and then it's got side panels. So it's actually also really good for using up little scraps of fabric. I'm all one for diving through the bins and finding what my students have left behind. And sometimes there's, oh my God, there's just like the most beautiful little panel, and it couldn't be used for anything else other than like a small section of the top. So this is great for using up little pieces, because you've got the front band, you've got a neck, I think it's a binding, and then the yoke panel at the back. And also you could use one fabric for the whole thing, maybe stripes, and turn the stripes different directions, which would give a really nice effect, and sort of you know, go stripes horizontally across the shoulders. So that's just a really useful little pattern, and a real wardrobe staple. I'm all about wardrobe staples.
Yeah, it does. It makes them all look really nice. So yeah, so that's what I made. And just while we're talking about tops, I actually made another top a while ago, and I just thought I'd bring it in because it's sort of like a similar style, and it was the Avid Seamstress drop sleeve top. The actual pattern is this one here from Avid Seamstress, and it's got longer sleeves, but I just didn't actually sew them on. They're actually like separate. These, I don't know if you can see on there, but actually the sleeves actually finish here. So they actually finish here.
So if you leave the sleeve off.
If you leave the sleeve off, then you end up with this.
Yeah.
And I work as an event manager, and I'm really lucky I get to travel quite extensively. And I've made it my kind of challenge that every country I go to, I find a fabric shop. And I found this in a tiny little fabric shop in Budapest. And I absolutely love it, and it was quite a while ago that I made it. I just wanted to share it because it's a similar kind of top, and it's also a viscose.
I love this just loose woven t-shirt. I grew up thinking t-shirts were just made out of stretchy fabric and with these kind of boxy shaped things with a circular neck with a binding on them. But this is, I don't know, they're just so much more elegant, more feminine. I love a woven, and I love when you mix up and maybe have, again, here I go with my hodgepodge fabrics, maybe have a panel on the front that's woven and maybe really decorative, and then maybe the back in jersey.
Yes,
it gives you that little bit of movement, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk or in a car, or the other way around.
Even like travelling as well. So you've just got those.
You've just got to make sure your fabrics are of a roughly similar weight, so that you don't end up with the top drooping down and exposing you at the front.
But yeah, so no, that was that one there as well. So I just thought it'd be nice to show.
That's beautiful fabric.
A bit of fabric there.
You'll have to take me on one of your trips.
Yes.
I can go as your other half.
Right.
I'll go as your plus one, and I can just go fabric. I can go sourcing fabric shops.
Fabric finder. Yeah, you can source the shops for me there.
I'll go as a scout.
If you did like if you like that sort of style and everything, I've picked out a few viscoses that I found here. I'll let Becky tell you a little bit about them, but this was one I like. This is kind of like a lot of, so I thought that was like really nice. And again, I mean, all the viscoses here, they just feel beautiful, but I picked out 3 that I thought were really nice and of a similar sort of size. You know, the pattern on them is sort of similar.
Yeah, when you're having a really
like
simple top that's just basically 2 panels which are kind of square without any shaping or darts or anything, you can get away with quite a big print.
I look at that with those trousers.
And some pattern placement. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's actually,
you should make one of those.
That with this pattern that I've got here, with this down the middle, and then a really lovely dark green. Really like pick out the darks, the dark that's in the middle there. It'd be very flattering coming down the sides. I think maybe I just do that. It's just like,
Just a word of warning when you're making something with a really large print like this. I'll just pop those out of the way.
Yeah.
Do look for concentric circles and think about your placement of them. Some people love the look. I don't like the look of them straight on the middle of my boobs.
No, I'd never even considered it.
Just
So that would be
the
worth
areola flower. No,
something like that then. So that would be worth tracing a pattern onto tracing paper.
Yes,
so
you've got the whole
so you
of
can
one
see
panel.
the whole, at least at the front.
Yeah.
So you can make sure that you're not doing it. So
also then hold the tissue paper up against you. Mark your points, and then when you lay your pattern down, you can make sure that you avoid those points. I think a large flower here looks really nice.
Yes.
And above the bust, but actually, if it's right here or even a bit lower, it kind of looks like
I never even thought of that.
X marks the spot, or even worse, like everything's sagged a bit beyond.
So probably, if you're buying something in that case that's like that, so probably better to maybe get a little bit more fabric than maybe
a tiny bit.
Says, just a tiny bit more, so that if you need to move placements around, then you can do that. And then just one last one just because I absolutely love birds. Becky will tell you, any time the fabric comes in with birds, and I go, oh, I really want it, and I really like it. And so that was, again, I just thought that would be like another really nice,
That's
nice
gorgeous.
fabric for just for flowy
I've
t-shirts. I love
made
tucking things into my
a
jeans.
shirt dress in this, and I've worn it so
Oh.
much it doesn't even look this colour anymore. It has been through the wash and been on holiday with me, everywhere for the last, I don't know, about 8 holidays.
Oh wow!
So it's in all my holiday photos.
Wow, it's really pretty. And again, that would look nice if you, even if you only ever wanted to do like a little bit of the block on the back of that one. You know, like just something, you know, just a little bit in something turquoise on the back.
That was
just to be
going with
different.
these. So Sarah's picked out the pale, soft, muted,
Yes.
warm colours in her
Of
favourite
course.
viscoses, and I have got the bright, bold, not brash, but this colour. How lovely would that
Oh
look
my
with
gosh,
that bird?
That's what I meant. You know, you just sort of think, maybe even not all the way down the sides, but you know, think just either like a
Yeah,
lovely back
that's-
panel. You know, you could just do a lovely back panel and something like that, just so that you've got detail without it being.
Yeah, too in your face.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of totally different blockings, but that's me.
Yeah.
I bet you probably like.
I
big
prefer.
blocking. You
I
prefer
don't
it.
actually like.
I like subtle.
Yeah,
things.
I
I'm
like
not so into
colour
it.
blocking, but I prefer colour blocking with different patterns. I'm not
Okay,
actually one
yes.
for. I love the look of a Mondrian painting on the wall, but I don't want to look like a Mondrian painting. So I prefer lots of different patterns together. So like playing with different scales, lots of different florals. One time I'll show you. I've got a little sort of jacket thing that I made, which I think was actually a dressingale pattern,
Yeah.
and I just used samples of, you know, you get from reps, you get like samples of hanging samples of different fabrics, and I literally chopped that up into pieces and made a hodgepodge top, and that again has been on pretty much every single holiday.
No, I think I can see that I'd like
Yeah.
that, but you know, when you see like some colour blockings and it's literally you've got like this colour here, these
Yeah.
colours, and
I
it's
will make it
really
flattering.
obvious. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I've made it out of
I
three.
will
and
put
I'm
black bits at the sides to make you look thinner. No, it doesn't always work. It's sometimes it's a bit obvious. So I've picked out these
love
plain
that one.
colours because
That's really nice.
I just prefer the bolder, brighter colours. This one has been really popular. Loads of my students have had this one already, and you can see why it's one of those colours. I know that's not one you picked out. That is
I
lovely on
can
you.
wear that one.
Yeah,
I
that's
can wear that
gorgeous.
I had my
And-
colours done, and I'm a warm autumn. So, but a few of these colours really soft autumn. I'm a soft autumn. Yeah, but these turquoises all came into it.
Mm.
I did, yeah. So.
They're quite flattering because they're sort of
Yeah.
the opposite end of the spectrum to most people's skin tones. So we've all got, you know, sort of, well, no, we haven't all got the same undertones at all, that's the whole point, but they tend to be, the opposite end of the spectrum, which then is flattering. So if you find something that's perfectly opposite to you, I think that's going to look really nice.
Yeah.
I love this colour as well. How vibrant was that? It just says summer holidays.
That screams you, but I think
Yeah.
that this colour would work for me. I think
See, that
I think
goes-
that one would wash
That's the
me
opposite
out.
end of the spectrum to my
Yes.
hair, so that's why this one works for me. And this pink as well, that's gorgeous. I love the orange.
I
Actually,
like the orange too.
yeah, this pink though,
I like that one.
I've got to have some of this. Anyone who's just seen my little reel I did on Instagram last week will know that I'm quite partial to a pink top. So this one I'm definitely destined to make a few more, maybe more little t-shirts. I'm quite liking the idea of actually being able to wear a normal bra and just wear something with slightly wider straps just to cover the normal bra.
Yeah.
Whereas most of my tops in previous years have been camisoles and really strappy tops. Something like this with a little bit more coverage is sometimes more practical. So, which actually brings me on to the next thing, because this
You were
top
talking about that.
I have just made, and this is another, like these trousers were a copy of my black linen Oscar trousers, the ones with the holes. This is a copy of this top, which was my mum's. Did I mention this last time?
You did. And
I
you,
did.
And you said that you were going to have
I was going to make a
ready and you were
copy.
gonna
So
make a
I have
copy.
made a copy. Ta-da! It's this one, and I had in mind a different fabric, which I was really excited about. And when I looked at it on the bias, the lines all just looked wrong.
Was it the one with the...
Yeah, that
Those things,
one
yeah.
actually looked completely wrong. It was too big, and I decided I wanted something smaller, which went with more things. But actually, when you put something that's printed straight on the bias, sometimes these secondary patterns, I talk about this a lot in class, secondary patterns become obvious, and you end up with like a rhythm, like a block across the fabric, and it was really square and blocky, and I didn't like it. So I've picked out a few fabrics which are really good for bias cut garments because they don't do that. So I've got for you, oh, slight cold cup of tea. these fabrics. Now these are all Art Gallery viscoses. Again, they're viscose rayon or viscose challis. Really lightweight, plain weave. All of them work really nicely on the diagonal.
Yeah, they do.
This isn't my colours, it's your colours.
I like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It doesn't suit me, but I picked out ones especially that work well on the bias. So there's this one which is like falling cherry blossoms, it's beautiful. And this one which has got an absolutely tiny, ditzy confetti print with lots of really pretty colours. It's got a kind of beigey sand colour in the background, the hot fuchsia pink, candy pink and orange. So that's really lovely. This one is definitely on my list to make next, but would require a flesh coloured bra because it's quite translucent, but that, I love that.
That is really nice.
And I don't think you'd notice the paint splashes with the amount of painting and decorating I've got coming up. Not that I'd wear my new top when I was painting and decorating,
really?
although here I am like crawling around on the floor wearing things that I've just made, not knowing the horrors the carpet has. This is another really lovely one to wear on the bias. I've made this up as a maxi dress, which I wore to a party, actually, dressed as Aquarius. No one knew what I was. Everyone was like, are you a mermaid? It was an A party. We all had to go as something beginning with the letter A, and I decided to go as Aquarius. Never the one to go as something obvious, no. So I had a long blue wig and this dress, which I thought was really suitable. Anyway, I digress. This
Really nice.
also works on the bias, and this is the one I actually made this top in, which has definitely got a direction, but I felt that the pattern was of a scale that it worked. So, da-da.
It is so nice to see a fabric made up into a top, because as Becky will probably tell you, that's the bit I find the hardest. I find it really hard to see a fabric on a shelf
Yeah.
and have any clue what it's going to look like when I actually put it on. I find it really, really hard. And
I think
I've bought some fabrics that I've loved, and others, and I've made it up, and I was just like, that will be a gift.
Yeah. I think we've all kind of been seduced into buying a fabric that we just like
Yes.
on the roll.
Yes.
But it is a skill to be able to look at something and know what it would look good made up as.
Yes.
When I'm choosing fabrics for the shop, I always imagine a person I know or a person that's in my imagination that would be wearing that fabric, and then I know whether it's something that I think I might sell or whether.
That would suit them.
Otherwise, I just buy fabrics I like, which is why we've got so many bold prints. But I've only recently started buying more plain fabrics.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's here, there. And look who's been buying. I think it's because I still find the patterns so hard. I find it so hard
Yeah.
to know which one's actually going to suit me. And I buy them all because I like them. And then I don't know what to do with them. But two very valuables that I've just learned literally just from chatting to you. Yeah, one is if you have anything circular, make sure it doesn't go on your bust. And also, I never would have even considered if I was doing something on the bias before, whether it would actually work on the bias. I would just look at the fabric and think, oh, I like it, I'll do it on the bias. I wouldn't have necessarily thought.
Yeah, you don't
to
always
check it.
notice. One of my students, I remember this was years ago, had this fabric with little tiny elephants all over it, and they looked, they just looked like they were just random all over the place, really cute. She cut this top out and then held it up against her, and it looked like all the elephants had died. They were all like on their back with their legs in the air, but they were totally random. It just
Did she do it
in
upside
that
down?
angle. No, it was so bizarre. Anyway, there was luckily enough fabric to cut that one panel the other way up.
Yes,
So she had live elephants, which was much better.
Yeah.
But I will never forget that. So it's always worth holding up your fabric and really looking at it in the mirror to see whether or not you've got a pattern that has to go one direction, what happens when you tip it diagonally, and then whether you get a secondary pattern and whether you like that or not. I always look at my fabrics from not just here going, oh, I love the pattern, it's pretty, but actually looking at them from a distance as well, and make sure that you like the look of it. Because some fabrics, for me, actually this on my skin tone falls into this category. Really beautiful close up. From a distance, I just prefer a bigger print. On me, this almost looks like I've forgotten to put clothes on. Because not so much this one, but there are prints where the colours mushed together from a distance look like you're nude, or you've got a bad rash. This one doesn't do it, certainly doesn't do it with that hot pink. But if you had a sunburn and you wore this, So just bear that in mind as well. So look at fabrics close up, look at them from a distance, look for secondary patterns.
Yeah, and your skin tone.
Exactly,
Like,
and think about your skin tone when you're, whether you've got a tan or, yeah, that kind of thing as well.
No, but it's so true.
Before we completely go off topic, this top, because I've taken this from from a garment that I already had, there isn't a pattern for this, but I can recommend, I've had a little look on the internet, the closest things I can find to this for a bias cut top are Burda 6501 and McCalls 8065. We'll just put these in the comments below just so that you can see. We don't sell either of those, but just if you wanted to look them up. But the patterns that I am going to try, I'm going to try making the Ogden on the bias, which I've not done yet. So the Ogden cami, if you don't know of this pattern, where have you been living? The Ogden cami, which has now also been brought out in a slightly more suitable size for bustier ladies.
It's got wider straps.
It's got wider straps, and it has a little bust dart. So rather than it kind of tempting off the bust, so this one goes down to a size 14, but I might even scale that down or one size again, because I like the idea of a bust dart.
But I do, as I'm not necessarily, well, most things I make in a 16, don't I? Most things at the tops I seem to fall into their size.
It depends if they're UK or US sizing.
US, yes.
I think you'd be smaller than a 16 on that.
38.
Do you want to tell the world your measurements?
I don't mind.
I don't.
38.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
38.
We digress again.
Yeah,
but
40,
those, the Ogden cami, and I'm going to try that on the bias, and the Reef pyjama set, which is camisole and shorts. Well, actually, it doesn't need to be pyjamas, but it would look lovely as pyjamas. That top is on the bias as well, so that would be a nice one if you want to try out bias cut garments. And I have a tip for working with fabrics on the bias, especially such lightweight ones as this. So with this pattern, I decided to, so I normally use a stay tape all the way around the neck and all around the armholes. We sell this violin tape, which is just an iron-on tape. It's basically like an iron-on stay stitching. So if I hold it up, you can see it's got a row of stitching going through a narrow strip of violin which has been cut on the bias. And I don't like doing stay stitching. I find that if the tension's not exactly perfect, you can either end up gathering up the edges or you can end up with them stretching out by accident.
You stretch it by trying to stop it stretching.
Exactly. So what I recommend is you keep your fabric attached to your pattern, go to your ironing board and actually iron this stuff on along your stitching line. So with the stitching of this being on your stitching line, so whether your seam be 1 centimetre or 1.5, make sure the stitching line is on your seam line. And it just bends around curves.
I use it for everything. I literally, ever since I've been to your class.
However, I put it on the neck and the armholes of this, and it didn't work on the neck. On this particular garment, because this wasn't stabilised with Violene, because this is a shop bought one, I had to take it off the neckline because the neckline got shrunk slightly with the tape. Yeah. So actually I took it off, but the armholes have got the binding on and it works a treat. And I'm going to make many more of these. Now that I've got a pattern, maybe in all these colours as well, and definitely in that fabric with the big paint splashes on it.
That's really nice.
So, I think that's... So these also link below. You can find those on the website. Really handy. Honestly, I use this for absolutely everything in the summer. Anything with open necklines, open armholes, with no sleeves. And we were having a rant earlier, weren't we, about facings?
Oh yeah, I find facings just really get in the way, sort of like of everything.
And then you put it on, you don't remember to look in the mirror, and you've got this bit sticking out.
Sticks out. So yes, I've just decided. Actually, one other thing I was going to mention on this was I think this one was the drop sleeve pattern, and I don't know if I can show that in here, but their instructions ask you to overlock down the edges and then stitch obviously as normal, but trying to press all of these seams flat, so it's down the back, it's the side seams, and then you've got sort of the facings here. I think I've absolutely decided French seams are the way to go. They are absolutely the way to go. They always press nicely. It takes a little bit more time because I guess you're doing each seam.
It depends on how long it takes.
But if you're not overlocking, you're not doing all the other stuff.
If you don't have to flood your overlocker, and if it's only a few seams, it doesn't actually take longer at all.
No.
The word of warning though, if you do this one again, you won't be the French seam all the way up the back. You'll have to do a little bit of
jiggery.
Jiggery,
A jiggery
poke that bit. Yeah.
Or the other thing that I would say is I never undo this button ever to get this on. The neck opening is plenty big enough. So actually, if I made this again, and in this one, in fact in all of them that have got the little openings and a little button at the back, I read the reviews on the patterns and find out, and most people have said, oh no, my head fits through absolutely fine without it. So and I just make it, and I remove the, when I'm making it, I'll just chop it on the fold and just take
like that detail though.
I do, but my long hair gets really caught in buttons.
There's actually your hair attached to it.
It always gets caught, and I spend my whole time trying to pull my hair out of buttons. Yeah. So for me, actually and you never see it. I always wear my hair down. So for me, it's kind of like.
Whereas I usually wear mine up, so actually I quite
like
those
details. This is a really nice detail. So I think the only other thing was just to mention my next make, because it's also a viscose, but it's a viscose mix. I think
it is. This is mostly viscose with some linen in it. I have a roll down here.
Yeah.
I love this fabric, but this is another one that I can't actually wear. It just makes me look like I've died. I don't know.
And I love it. I cannot wait to make a dress out of that.
I think that's so classy.
I can't wait to put it on.
It's got a little bit of shimmer on it as well. I don't know if you can sort of see that in the video.
It's just lovely. Yeah. See, I don't do black at all, and it might have a couple of tiny dots of black, but mostly it's all dark browns and golds. It kind of works there. And I am going to make the long version of the Charlie caftan. So I'm going to make the long version, which has got some ties around the back, so that I can make it be fitted, because I'm not really a fan of loose clothing like these. I always tuck my tops in, and I
prefer them to be a little bit roomier.
Oh no, I wouldn't if I'd made a top like that.
Yeah.
I'd wear that out. But when I make the big t-shirts, I don't like them out. I like it. No. I like it tucked in.
Well, you've got a waist shirt.
Well. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a go at that. So I think I'm gonna have a go at making this at home, because there's lots of tutorials online. So I'm going to do that, and then for my next class, I think I'm gonna have a go at making some pajamas.
Ooh, nice.
So I think you said
luxury
nice
pajamas.
Luxury piping, everything. I think you said that, was it?
The Carolyn pajamas.
Yes. Yeah. So I think.
That's what we'll talk about next time then.
So we'll do a pajama talk.
Your new gym jams.
My new gym jams for next time. So yeah. So I think that's Can you think of anything else? Have we forgotten to mention anything?
Trousers, top. Viscoses.
Next. What's your next? Have you got any ideas
for
next? Or just moving house?
Or just
continue unpacking?
Do you know what? I still need to find... There's so many things. I still need to find a razor. Well, I wore trousers today because I haven't even found my razor. I'm just going to have to go to the supermarket. Yeah, moving house. God.
Yeah.
With a toddler. Moving house with a toddler. So hard. Anyway... yes, we'll hopefully see you again really soon.
Perfect.
And maybe I'll have made another top. If I get a chance to, I'm going to make that one. I just love it.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. There we go with my black trousers too.
Have you repaired them?
Not the other hole.
Not the other hole?
Not the other hole.
So at the same time as making that, you can do some patchwork.
Yeah.
And make them good.
Yeah, make them good. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to the end, if you did. And we'll see you again really soon.
See you later. Bye.